Hello everyone, my name is Eric. I am the founder of In Your Hand Media. If you have been following along, or if you haven't, we have now reached 90 days of continual posting. What exactly have we been posting? We've been doing 4 vertical videos within TikToks, Reels, and Shorts over these past 90 days to see what would happen if someone were to commit to doing that. Some things that we kind of have stuck to is not getting inside of the native app to kind of work it, which we feel if we would have done that, we'd probably be much further along. However, we wanted to see what exactly happens when you just use a scheduler along with some content and you do it 4 times a day for 90 days. A few things about this whole entire initiative. At In Your Hand Media, we are practitioners. We like to get involved with our overall content to try to figure these things out so that we can report back to you as to what we're finding. We're going to be looking at data in both TikTok, Reels, and Shorts today. And we're going to talk about some things we've learned as we've researched why things might not be working or why they are working. So with that being said, let's take a look at exactly what happened. First, I'm going to take a look here at TikTok. We're going to jump right into what is called Business Suite by TikTok, which is kind of an analytics tool to see what exactly happened with your content. And you can set it to various date ranges. Once again, at the top, you're going to see the last 7 days trend, the last 30, along with the last 90. I'm going to have this set to the last 90 days. I'm going to poke around a little bit and kind of give some insight as to what we've experienced with TikTok. And then also come to some conclusions at the end about what we think is the most effective platform between the 3. So in the last 90 days, we've gotten, looks like 54 followers, new followers overall. You know, these accounts are just like normal accounts out in the wild. We have never really sat down and focused on these at a high level because we're always servicing other clients and trying to help them. But now we're doing it for ourselves and we're trying to do it at a volume that most can't keep up with. So for doing 4 vertical videos within TikTok, we've gained 54 new followers over those 90 days, 193 new likes, profile visits 257, and our video views are approaching about 80,000. As you can see, all the metrics are 999.99% up, because when you're starting at nothing and you go for a full 3 months, which is a quarter within a business cycle, everything's just going to look like it's just exorbitant growth. The real where the rubber meets the road is coming up as we see what happens beyond 90 days and as we start to make content pivots based off of our learnings. Let's go ahead and take a look over at the overview side of the house. When I click into the overview, once again, we have the last 7 days, we have the 28 days, the last 60 days, and then we can do a custom view as well. So for custom view, I can't even extend it out to the 22nd, but I can go back to August 22nd, or I'll just put it at the 20th to be consistent, to show a full 90 days, even though we didn't start till August 22nd. So as you can see, this kind of gives us a nice line graph as to the activity that we've received with overall content. And you can see it looks like in September, right around that 30-day point, that's where we're receiving the most push. We've seen a lot of consistent trends over in the Shorts, I think also into Reels. We'll get to that in a second. But there's something to the first 30 days of your account when you're starting to really push with these multiple pieces of content. And I've learned a lot about they're taking your content, these algorithms, and they're kind of showing it to a seed audience. And if it takes off from there, that's where it ascends even more. And that's where maybe you get lucky and kind of hit a viral video of that sorts, right? Our content, once again, this was the concept. We came up with a bunch of different stories at various different lengths, whether it be 15 minutes, whether it be 5, whether it be 30. And then we took teasers out of those, 60-second teasers with a call to action that is simply go and watch more at inyourhandmedia.com/ if the video was about Carter, it would be Carter. If it was about West Virginia University or Wizards of West Virginia, it would be WOW. If it was about this gentleman I met named Jeff who wanted to know the differences between Canada In America, it was /Jeff. The reason that we do that is you want to have a very easy to remember word that would actually have a likelihood of someone going and putting it into a domain to type it and go watch the longer form. I'm going to be completely honest about this. So that's a very heavy ask, especially in our world where we're so accustomed to having content at our thumb and just every second just go like this, you know what I mean? So to get someone to actually stop and care long enough to make it to the end of the 60 seconds, to then see that call to action, to then go and watch another long video, to then make it to the final end result in which we want, which is to sign up for our newsletter, is a pretty large ask, and we knew it out of the gate. But we still wanted to kind of see what would happen if we tried this approach. So once again, back to this line graph that you're seeing on the screen, right around that 30-day point is when we had the most ascension. And then our content is kind of this wacky, fun, these stories that tie into the marketing concepts and stuff that we service and that we help people with. And it just didn't resonate as much as we want, with the overall audience. A lot of our studies are about, more thought leadership type content and things where you're bringing a lot of value. And we're going to be doing a lot of pivots to that in the future and kind of injecting it in between some of these stories. So as it went past the 30 days, we've kind of hit into what they call those 200 and 300s, where the videos are just, sometimes they're hitting 100, sometimes they're hitting 200, maybe up to 3 if you're lucky. And a lot of TikTok accounts all over the world are kind of in that zone. You have to kind of find something that's engaging enough, funny enough that it's mass, there's mass adaptation, and it kind of starts to ascend overall and getting shared and all those types of things. Our content just didn't do it, and we're completely okay with that. This was all in the sake of scientific discovery, just to see what would happen if you actually committed, because we know that a lot of people can't really buckle down and do that at any kind of a level to do 4 a day. So we did it, and we're going to tell you kind of what happened. Now, we do feel that we probably could have had better results once again if we would have stuck to the formulas that work, where you have a hook, and then you kind of explain, how you solve the problem to some of their pain points that post the hook, and you state that problem, and then you finalize it with a call to action, right? Or stuff like that, right? We're just not doing that, but we're about to start pivoting to do some of that, and we're going to see what happens. So once again, we've reached about 3185 in regards to, the accounts that we reached. Profile views were in the 250s. So that's people that, it's very, you gotta have someone's attention long enough that they're going to want to swipe over and check you out on your profile. So in the last 90 days, we've had over 250 people kind of say, what is going on here? What is In Your Hand Media? Let me take a quick look. For that, we're grateful. We're excited. I mean, we're starting from zero once again. And there's all kind of partners out there that say, hey, let us help you. Let's help you. Of course you can help us for some high dollars and some money. We get it, right? But we're not there. We want to figure this out for ourselves. So maybe we can create some packages that are more digestible for people out in the wild that maybe we can help them with in the future. So engagement, you have an engagement graph here below as well. You can see we have 21 shares. We've had 31 comments over those 90 days. Website clicks, 3. We've actually had 3 people go to our website. That's 1 a month. I want to thank you for those 3 viewers that went to the website. We really appreciate it. They give you some net growth over here inside of the TikTok Business Suite, and our new followers are 54. Once again, no paid ads in this, nothing like that. This is just all organic. We lost 5 followers. I totally understand. We're kind of regurgitating a lot of stories. I would come, sometimes you might want to stop following. I get it. We can see though, something happened here. It looks like on November 17th, we had a net growth of 7, and I think I know what that event was. And I will talk more about that when we hit Instagram. Our audience, we can kind of figure out what's the majority. It looks like we're getting 69% are female at the moment. Ages 35 to 44 are our top audience. United States, 50%. We got 15% in the United Kingdom. And then we can see all the other top cities and so forth. Let's take a quick look at our videos. I'm going to go ahead and do a custom really quick, custom view. I'm going to go back to August the 20th. I'm going to drop it up to November the 20th so we have a full 90 days here. And instead of newest, I'm going to sort by most viewed. And we can see that our top content over the 90 days was leveraging a trend and trying to match our content to it, which was, the Skibidi trend, the Skibidi toilet trend. We did Skibidi DJI 2. And that one seemed to have gotten the highest peak in regards to video views. Followed by Carter, which was a summer intern that worked with In Your Hand Media. That one had 741. Then going into what we call our gnome story, the story about where gnomes misinterpret what people are saying out in their yards, sending it up to the internet and confusing the index. And then from there, we can kind of look and see where the additional content views were at. We have not ran any ads yet. And when I say yet, we've been waiting to get to this point. We've been waiting to get to 90 days because once we got to 90 days, we're going to start testing some things like what happens if you put $50 on a post? What post are we going to choose? We're going to take some time and look through the videos and see if there's anything here that had more engagement than others, had more likes, and then see if we need to alter it in any way, maybe add a different call to action, and then we're going to actually pump it and try to ascend it up into a larger audience to see if we can have it kind of trickle down a little bit into some of these our established feeds that we have at the moment. If you click the ads, you have to authorize your account for TikTok for Business to then turn on all those features to start advertising. So just a thing to note. All right, let's move over into Reels. So Reels, once again, I always like to look at Reels in regards to seeing all the various different types of thumbs that we've been using. It's a really, graphically visual thing, just having the Instagram post being kind of that, the native platform in general, and then Reels being a thing that was added on to keep up with TikTok and everything else, right? It's really good to kind of see all the creative that we have that you don't really see on TikTok, that thing's kind of missed unless you're putting it there as the frozen screen capture that starts the video and so forth. And a few things I want to talk about too is we've been playing with Runway AI. So if you have noticed some fun, whimsical reskinning of old videos, we're just testing the waters to see what that can do in general, if it kind of resonates with anybody or an audience more. As you can see, like we're kind of like not getting a lot of like really high views anymore, but we're getting in the 20s and so forth. And a lot of our Runway AI content seems to kind of be something that's interesting enough for people to kind of say, what is going on here? Even right here is a Runway AI one that hit 108 recently. You can really kind of see the erraticness to this particular algorithm in general. You hit 100 one day and then the next day you got 4. I mean, if these are 4 in a row, 6, 4, 19, and then 116. So it's kind of all over the place. Let's jump into some of the data a little bit. I've got this view set to the last 90 days. You can see we've reached about 29,000, 30,000 accounts overall. Once again, more than we've ever reached historically. When we look down here, we can see one anomaly here. This one here has 25,000. Now, we did one thing outside of the whole, let's not leverage anything. And what that was is we asked one of our near and dear, partners that we work with to see if they wouldn't mind sharing. And a little bit about that really quick, just for those out there. Her name is Stella Drivus, and we helped her to kind of work with her and set up one of her her new subscription recipe services, which is phenomenal, by the way. And she was so kind to share to her 4.5 million followers on a story this particular post for us on November 17th. And in that, we were able to get 25,000 views to that particular Instagram post just for her sharing her story. She did not share it down in Reels or the posts. I understand her brand's her brand, but we were so appreciative and so grateful that she shared it in the story. And in that, it really brought us, some good visibility, and we have seen a little bit of uptick in followers since then. So Stella, a huge thank you. Really and truly, we're so grateful for that. What exactly was that? This is, we are exactly what it says here. We do genuinely think we live to serve, and we are partnered with the gala coming up that's under this nonprofit called 412 Gives Back. And it's all about, it's a charity, and we just really wanted to be a part of it, and we figured this would be a great post for us to put out there so the world understands who we are as people and as a company. And yeah, so once again, thank you so much, Stella. And you can kind of see overall some of these views that we've gotten. The likes, not very many, 4. We got 1 share, which is I really appreciate. Followers, 80%, non-followers, 20% on the interaction. Yeah, just fascinating stuff. Like that's kind of interesting when someone has a 4.5 million follower count and they share a story. What can that potentially do to someone that they're being so gracious for, right? And there you go. So let's get back into some of the data overall. Of course, once again, we're looking at the last 90 days view here. And accounts engaged. Once again, we weren't engaging a ton. We were like occasionally we just, someone liked ours because they like back and all that fun stuff. So moving forward, all bets are off. We're not going to stop our 4 vertical videos. We're going to continue to create new and interesting content, but we're going to pivot in what we're doing to be more value centered. And then we're going to kind of see what happens and see if we can get some ascension. So stay tuned, because what's coming next after the 90 day. It's going to be the 120 day, right? And then we're going to do the 150 day. And then we're going to talk about if we start doing some advertising pops, what does that do when you take one post and blow it up into, a 5-figure audience for a second? And then, so those types of tests. So stick around. We really appreciate you watching and playing along. So our total followers are 379 at the moment, and I think we were hovering around 372 for a while there. So some of that is from Stella and what she did for us in these last couple of days. We kind of went up for a while, then we stayed at a plateau, lost 1, gained 1. Everybody's probably gone through it that's really been trying, right? And we can also see our active hours on a Monday, on a Tuesday. We can kind of start to understand when should we hit our reels, and is there any kind of commonalities over the course of these 90 days of like when the hot spots are. And then maybe we can adjust our scheduler to be more effective, right? That's one of the data points we're kind of looking to, right? So once again, we don't have any ads. We haven't ran any ads yet, but we're definitely going to start trying to do some of that stuff. But this is kind of what's happened at Instagram. And once again, we had the one anomaly with that one gracious share that we got. And that's Stella. Once again, please check her out. Sign up for her recipe club. She is amazing. All right, let's go ahead and try to start getting towards the end of this video, and let's talk about our shorts. What you're looking at here is not shorts. This is our 16:9 view. And this is the main videos that we kind of drive people to. We want people to, get to the end of the teaser, see that CTA, call to action, which is basically inyourhandmedia.com/60 days. That would go to this particular long form, which is 23. We can see that we haven't had a ton of views, and this was posted on November 4th. A few days after we finished up the editing in October and so forth. So far it's not like not a lot of people have consumed the 60 days yet. So it's okay though. We had a story called Jeff. Jeff was a gentleman that I met who's an advisor for this advising group that I'm a part of. And he had a question about the differences between Canada and America. So we did a whole entire 17-minute dissertation, funny video that also has a lot of value in regards to leveraging LLMs and what it says about the differences, and then researching even more to tell even more nuanced stuff within Google Ads. This here is my 30-day. This one is the Skibidi DGI. You can see 30-day had a lot more views, 36 at the moment. Carter was all about our intern. It's like a vlog style that also has like an episode that was filmed right in the middle of it. There was a little bit of social sharing going on with him, just because people love seeing a video that's dedicated to this young man, and he has some friends and so forth, so that kind of was nice. But in general, you can see 16:9 is kind of a tough game to play, trying to lift people out of these shorts and try to get them to go over and consume the whole thing. It's a tough play. Let's go ahead and get into our shorts. Surprise, surprise. Shorts has completely and utterly suppressed us. We no longer get any views at all, which, for us, we're fine with that. I mean, we understand that if they're not even seeing it, like, there's nothing to really be judging. And also from the scheduler standpoint, it's just, we just tick that box for YouTube, put in our channel tags and all kind of stuff like that, and just keep going. Things we tweaked is we were starting out doing videos where we weren't changing the names of the video files, we weren't changing the names of the thumbs, and we weren't doing SEO titles as much and revamping the thumbs that matched that. So we started to pivot to that to see if that had any effect at all. It did not. We verified our account, which there was a verification needed. We did that as well. Just nothing's happened. The good news is that we are, Google Ads specialists here at In Your Hand Media, and we do video ads, we do search ads, display, shopping all the time. So we're going to take and probably revamp one of these, and we're going to run an ad to this particular YouTube channel. Try to see if we can get some ascension that way. When looking into like what happened, once again, there's a 30-day exploit and explore phase. So if I were to go back to, let's just say to the beginning of September, or September 22nd, where that was where we hit our first 60 days in general. Let's go back here a little bit. I'm in October. You can see, look, October was still pretty abysmal. See all the zeros and the threes? It's like nothing going on, right? You'll see though, once we hit right in to early September, that's when you'll start getting shown to seed audiences. So what we learned once again is we launched on August the 22nd, and on August the 22nd, let's see, there we go, we're getting down to it now. So August the 22nd was right here. This is when we finally woke up and we started to post again. Let's see, July. These all right here, these are unlisted, okay? These are unlisted, so these never made it to the public. These are some of our test stuff that we're doing. Then we finally went public right there on August 22nd. And you can see 47 views, 88 views, 2 likes, 497. That is the exploit and explore phase in a nutshell. It puffed the video up to 497 people, and if they grabbed and there was enough interest and engagement, it goes up to a little higher one. It could be 800, 1,000, and so forth, right? And then it kind of bobs and weaves between that. You can see like the next video only had 1 view because we're doing 4 a day. But you can see now, then all of a sudden 69, 78, 407, seed audience again, 6 likes, 39, seed audience again, 3 likes, 442, 2 likes, but then 3. So it seems like the 4 videos a day kind of did matter, because we had 4 shots at hitting the seed audience, and they didn't always go to the seed audience. So that's kind of a fascinating thing to see and know. 400, 441, 264. You can see when we did go up, we were getting likes, we were getting some engagement. 447. Where are we at now? We're at August 31st. So we've now progressed, about 9 or 10 days. You can see like seed audience again was right here on September the 6th. Now when we hit September 22nd, we're going to see a shift. And that is totally indicative of what we see with that exploit and explore phase. 435 on September 14th, 452, 446 on September 21st, September 22nd. We're now right there is the first 30 days. 441, 4 likes, 4 likes, 5 likes on the 406. Now, here we are beyond September. Now, I think we had a couple more pops to the seed audience, but it doesn't last much longer, folks. September, so we just keep September 27th, September 28th, September 29th. So what is that? That's about 6 days beyond. And then now, that was it, September 29th, so 6 days beyond the 30 days was our last 400 pop. Kind of sputtered out another 200 here, 4 likes. And then, welcome to couple more pops here and there. I guess the algorithm's like, let's just see one last time, just show it to a few folks. But then all of a sudden it was like, nope, your content didn't grow. And then now from here on out, we've been 0, 0 or 1, 0 or 2, 0, 3. It's just been like they literally aren't showing it to anyone. Now when I look into this, they're basically like cross promote, try some ads, you know, partner with other channels. So all this stuff that it requires lift. And you know, we're not in that experiment at the moment within the 90 days. We were literally just trying to see what would happen if you didn't stop, you kept going, you committed. So that's where we're at. And there you go. You know, it can be a little dejecting, right? But like overall, we're like, no, we're committed to this. You know, I've also read stuff that if you can make it beyond the 90 days, magical things can happen. So here we are. We're about to do a major pivot in regards to how we're doing the framework for our shorts, which means we're going to be like starting with like a hook, but you know, trying to be authentic as possible, because I get annoyed with the hooks too, y'all. I don't like it. You know, it can seem very salesy. It can seem very, but we're going to try to bring the heat with authenticity and trying to also learning like some techniques and ideas around how to keep engagement. You know, and that's why they have the hooks, and that's why you state the problem. That's why you say this is how we solve the problem. That's why you go to the hook. And then that's why we also look and research what topics are popular, and then we can create content that aligns to it, that we bring the value straight to you. So with that, we're going to start putting those pieces in between all these different channels and all these different stories that we had and try to ascend. We're also going to try to go ahead and fire up some personal brands accounts. You know, once again, I'm the founder of In Your Hand Media. I've been at this for about 10 years now. I had, you know, one of the LLMs calculate, you know, my working hours in the last 10 years and where I'm at. I think I have about 44,000 hours into marketing at the moment. So I have a well of knowledge. Now I have to align it with people, with topics and you know, topics and things of interest that people are looking for. And then I have to just get better in my delivery. And then I have to maybe try a new channel or two to leverage that 30-day explore and exploit phase. We also have a gentleman that's over in the Czech Republic that has reached out and is starting to coach a little bit and provide us with some ideas. We didn't want to take any of those yet till we got to the 90 days. But once again, 90 days for myself, who's been spearheading this whole initiative along with my team. It's kind of been this magical spot where all bets are off, and we're going to start trying some very interesting things that I think are going to start actually getting the attention of some of the masses here. And with that, you know, I don't know. I just want to say and end this video with a tremendous amount of gratitude for every single person out there who has consumed, has had a giggle, has said, hey man, keep going, has given us a heart. We just so appreciate you. We really do. This social media stuff is not easy. It's a little difficult. However, it's worth trying. I do see the world in which you can meet people all over the place, and you can really bring value to them, and they can bring value to you as well. And there's that community element to social media. And yeah. So with that being said, you know, I just want to leave you with this. If you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to DM these accounts. I personally answer them. I really do. I'll be checking. I'm always looking to see what people have to say. If you have any questions about marketing, if you have any, you just want to, if I have some time and I can share that time with you just to meet up briefly and talk through something you have going on, be more than happy to. You know, because here at In Your Hand Media, we really believe in being a good partner to you. And we believe that, you know, you need to understand these things in order for you to get how they could actually help you in your lives. Or if you're trying to grow a business, you're trying to grow a brand, you're trying to grow a passion, you know, you're trying to figure this stuff out too. So we're an open book. We're more than willing to share like the ways that we've kind of gotten to where we've gotten. We're going to continue to share, you know, as we have our wins, as we have our losses, and, you know, just do it the In Your Hand Media way. So with that, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Out in the future, there's going to be videos in between, but the next video is going to be the 120-day check-in. And there we're going to see what happens when you apply a little bit of ad dollars to things. Maybe I'll bring in a partner to help start working the accounts a little bit more. We'll see. But now we have a solid quarter, 90-day, digital footprint that we stamped out, over 350 videos or something like that we've done, 4 a day nonstop. And now we're going to see what happens if you continue and you go to that full calendar year. And yeah, it's been a fun journey, and I hope you guys continue to stick around. Thanks again for watching. I'm Eric with In Your Hand Media.